Hello, my name is Anthony. This is my first YouTube video, so please bear with me. I saw the Ancient Empires mod for Attila and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I've downloaded Attila and the mod, and I'm going to have a look at the Ptolemaic Kingdom. So my faction leader is Ptolemy the Fifth, and my culture is Macedonian. The brief background is Egypt is truly ancient. For over 3,000 years, Egyptian civilization and culture has stood at the forefront of human advancement. Great wonders and monuments older than anyone can even imagine tower over its cities, and ancient libraries and texts tell of the great inventions that Egyptian civilizations has produced. But the wheel of time rolls ever onward, and those petty civilizations that were once mere children compared to Egypt's grandeur have since grown out of its shadow. A century ago, weakened by war and mismanagement, it was invaded by the Macedonians, led by Alexander, who swept away the old dynasty and replaced it with a new Hellenistic dynasty and upper class. While many feared this could mean the end for Egypt's ancient and unique culture, the invaders instead adopted the gods of the land, built no temples in their honour, and led the empire into a new golden age. They now style themselves as pharaohs, and challenged by the achievements of the forebears, they have built a great wonder of their own, a great tower in their new capital of Alexandria, capable of projecting a beam of light onto the sea to make it easier for passing ships to navigate. Egypt is also a rich land. The Nile gave birth to its civilization and sustains the land still, providing it with bountiful harvests and enough grain to not only feed its people, but to also fuel its growing economy. Being the inheritors of Alexander, the Ptolemaic Kingdom prefers a superior and more modern Macedonian style of warfare to the Egyptian one. Its armies rely heavily on the elite of Macedonian descent to provide its phalanxes and cavalry, while native troops are looked down upon and usually ill-equipped. The dwindling numbers of Greek and Macedonian immigrants, however, forces the kingdom to hire large amounts of mercenary to fight its wars, an expense that is easily covered by Egypt's wealth. But this wealth might also prove Egypt's undoing, as were other powers such as the Seleucids pry embarrassingly over Egypt's borders. Their last attempt was beaten back at the Battle of Raphia by the old pharaoh, but he is dead now, and his successor is only 8 years old. As Egypt is threatened once more, the boy, claiming heritage of both Egypt and Alexander, has great shoes to fill. What can his people expect of him? Okay, so we've got a cultural trait for diadochi. Now this, I believe, applies to all the Greek or Hellenic factions. That means I get plus 10 civil technology research rate. I've got plus 2 Hellenic cultural influence in every province. We get an increased number of recruitable mercenaries, but there's a diplomatic reduction of minus 50 with other Greek factions. Whilst faction traits, so specific to Egypt, is I've got plus 15 diplomatic relations with all factions, plus 12 technology research rate and tax rate. I've selected it to on normal, as that's recommended by the. We'll see what happens. So I've set my advisor for the text only at the moment. That's to avoid him trying to talk over me. So he should be saying, after the death of Alexander the Great, the empire he had created tottered and fell into disarray with remarkable speed. His empire was the largest ever seen, and the generals struggled against each other for the ultimate prize that none of them was quite strong enough to gain. The Diadochi, or Cessus, were only strong enough to hold together fragments of Alexander's empire. Egypt was once part of the empire, and by annual standards, it is an ancient land. It is now ruled by Greek pharaohs, the descendants of Ptolemy I, one of Alexander's able generals. The Ptolemaic dynasty adjusted rapidly to ancient ways and adopted the royal ways of the pharaohs, including divine status and marriage between the pharaoh and his sister in each generation. All the succeeding pharaohs have been called Ptolemy and their sisters Cleopatra. Egypt is a rich land under the new pharaohs and a centre of learning for the Greek world. The pharaohs hold together a formidable kingdom and must be seen as a major power in the eastern Mediterranean. Their potential in warfare against the other states is also impressive, and an aggressive pharaoh could well expand Egypt's boundaries far beyond the Nile Valley. So we've got quite a big empire to start off with, which I like. So we've had news. So there's 2 Roman councils appointed. The other Greek states have appointed leaders. There's been a death, a suicide of the Carthaginian general. Carthage doesn't really apply to us, but this basically starts shortly after the Battle of Zama, where Rome defeated Carthage just outside Carthage, and the Roman consul or general Africanus Scipio became famous. As far as we're concerned, our regent has just resigned. Governor seems to have rebelled and then joined back up, and we're basically threatened by the Seleucids. So we've been given a mission to defeat a rebellion at Oxyrhynchus, for which we get 4,000 treasury and agriculturalist for 25 turns, which gives us +4 fertility, +1 in influence, +2 morale, and +1 public order. Okay, so here is our faction. So this is our dynasty. And if we go down, that's our current leader, Ptolemy the 7th. I'm sorry, the 5th. He's only 7 years old. He hasn't got any real traits yet. He's got +1 influence per turn and +3 influence per influence earning situation. So the politics of ambition. When you select the faction, You also choose a family or party to represent within its political system. Your faction leader is the head of the party you choose. The influence of each party member affects its overall power. Winning battles as a general and completing construction projects as a governor may increase influence. The popularity of your party is the sum total of its members' influence versus that of the opposition party. So, my current support for my faction is only 18%, which would expect to be a problem. But overall, power is balanced, which gives +2 public order, +1 loyalty, +3 tax rate. So we've got our faction is the Hellenistic nobility, and they've got candidates who aren't actually members. And so this Scopus, he's actually our general, so he will be leading our forces into battle. Okay, so the fighters come back. The family tree shows the relationships between members of your faction's ruling family. Families can be made heir to the faction leadership. They may seek to embezzle funds for your cause or rally support for your family. You can spread rumours about other faction members or diminish their popularity or carry out assassinations as they see fit. I think because we're a dynasty and rather than a republic as such, things are probably a bit different. Okay. Okay. So, gives +4 management, so he's a decent manager, +3 popularity. So he'll be good as a governor. Let's see. I appoint him. Yep, I can appoint him as a rival. A royal advisor. So I will put him there as he looks pretty good. Let's go back to faction. See if I can appoint anybody else. Aristomenes. He also gives +4 management and +3 popularity. He also looks a decent navy, an admiral, so we'll see. But let's see if I can promote him. Right, I'll make him Chief of Justice. So, hyper strangles. Okay, so these are. Let's see what he's good for. He's another navy. So I'll leave him alone. Really. I'll try and put him in there. Let's see, Telepemos. So look at him. It's a bit more random. See if he can become no, I don't want to do that. For some reason that takes off our general. Alright, so I think there's only so many people I can ask to be elected per term, so I will just try and have him elected as royal advisor. Take that. Okay. So, control and dominion. Your family's political power is determined by two factors, control and dominion. Your control over a political situation and the elites is determined by your ability to resolve political matters and react to other faction events, and can be hard to attain. Your dominion over this faction and people, however, depends on your family members' influence versus of that of your other faction's nobles. Okay, let's just go to the summary. So you can see we've just got one army and nothing else. We can have up to 4 governors, and we'll see about that later. Records we already know, and just general stats. Let's now go to the right. Objectives. We've got to hold Oxyrhynchus, as we know. Victory objectives. We have to survive, control 40 settlements, and maintain control of 4 provinces, which is Thracia, Macedonia, Magna Graecia, and Asia, so they're all to the north. I also have to research 10 technologies, maintain sovereignty over 10 puppet strains, produce the following amount of wealth from all buildings, maintain 60 units in total. Okay, my current trade position, which is also shown up here. So I'm getting 22,000 per turn, which would normally suggest I'm in quite a good position in other Total Wars. At least in Warhammer, I would be very happy with that. But I think things were more expensive in this game. Technology. So we can research either military or civil. We can't do both. We've already got naval power, so +2 ships, and a reduction to upkeep and recruitment costs, so that should be good. And we've also got public order bonus. So let's get some more income and state influence. Okay. Diplomacy. So if I go over to attitude and sort by attitude, Bessie are apparently my favourites.
You are welcome, although my ancestors
Let's
and people
see.
expect talk with purpose and honesty.
See if we can get a trade agreement or something. We can't. Can we get a non-aggression pact?
This agreement is like a feast after an
Okay, so we've got a non-aggression pact. Might be useless because somebody else probably will attack them, but it's always good to improve our standing. Carthage. See if we can get a non-aggression. Success rate is low. Oh, they would never accept a deal. Trade. No, so that's not happening. I'll see if what happens if I suggest it. They just reject. Okay. Kidri. They're near the Seleucids. Not much point to reaching a non-aggression pact with them, because to start off with, my enemies are all to the east, so it would make sense to try and peace with the west and look to march towards the east and north. So Axum, they're below us. We're pretty much destined, if we were to fight them, to win, and I would intend to do so, as they're right below us, and it would be sensible to just get this area sorted under my banner rather than looking for any kind of agreements. Right, Nasimones, as I said, I'm looking to go east, so let's see if I can secure this section.
You show much wisdom in seeking us as friends. Friendship does. Our merchants do.
So no, they don't want to do a deal yet.
Greetings, friend. Let us use our time together.
Okay, again, they're to the east, where I'm going to look to go. Kush is directly south. Garamantia, just past Nasimones to the west. Treaty agreement. They've accepted, great. Let's also see if we can get to non-aggression.
I will be honest. I seek
They want a small amount of gold, which I will take. I have to declare war on them, so I will not be looking to agree anything with them. Gortner, I've already got deals with Gortner, so that's great. Okay, and nobody else will do any kind of deal, and I'm at war with the Kingdom of Commagene and the Seleucids, who are very powerful and at my borders.
Be welcome, and may Hermes bless your words. Peace.
Okay. So we will definitely be going to war with them. Okay, so we've now looked at everything at the bottom. Let's have a look at the strategy view. Okay, as you can see, I'm to the bottom east of the campaign. So there are some civilizations further to the east. You can see that there are certain resources that we can get our hands on. So Kush has got iron, and Berenice has salt. I own Berenice, so I'll be wanting to get that resource mined. There's also spices, gold to the south. There's marble and spices and gems, glassware and dyes to the west. I'm sorry, east. There's not much to the rest. Some furs, slaves, so that's not particularly great. What this does show you is that I do control a decent amount of land. The problem is it's all over the place, so it's open to be attacked by a number of different nations. So getting agreements for as many people as I can probably would be a good idea. That's being able to focus my armies. Right, so as I need to capture Oxyrhynchus, I'm going to move an army down south. Going to recruit some more units. So my current status of a unit is there in the field. I can choose at the moment to raid, which would be a silly thing to do in my own region. I can lay an ambush, or I can patrol. Okay, I'm going to do neither of those, and I'll just recruit. I'm short on archers, so I'll recruit some of those. I also would like some more phalanx units or spears. let's just go for spears. Okay. Okay, as you can see, the Celestes are bordering my nation. And as we are at war, that isn't too good. So I need to look at seeing if I can recruit any troops. Okay. Okay, so I can't recruit anything in Jerusalem apart from a general. If you want to raise forces, then you have to pick a general, a bit like Total War, Warhammer. Let's see if Tyrus can recruit anything. So I can recruit here, and as it's on the border, I will raise up a general. So let's see, I could choose an astronomer, which is plus 15 fleet, so that's navy, so no. A historian gives plus 1 influence and plus 1 in integrity. Okay, a pancration, a commonus, plus 1 melee attack and plus 1 melee defense for a general's bodyguard. An expert swordsman in its Anastasius gives plus 2 military, melee attack and defense for the general's bodyguard. Falconer, which can pay movement and line of sight increase, and he is also plus 1 melee attack and plus 1 melee defense for general bodyguards. Okay, I will choose the expert swordsman. I will raise the army. He comes with heavy shot cavalry. I'll put him into Tyrus. And I'll recruit his units. Okay, so I'll pick some heavy melee infantry and some spears. Unfortunately, we can't get any archers or anything like that, so I will just fill that. Okay, I don't particularly want to raise any other forces, so I will now look at improving my cities. I've only got 6,000 left, so let's see. Let's have a look at my capital first, because this is going to be key. Okay, I can increase for Port Alexandria, and this looks like a good idea as it will increase my trade and income quite a lot. So I will build that, and I'll also improve facilities at Berenice. I'll look to improve my home province first before improving anything else. Okay, as there's really nothing else for me to do, I will end the turn. Okay, I may still assign a governor. So let's see, who would make a good governor? He would. So I'll put him in charge of Egypt, which gives me an edict. For some reason it's quite difficult to select your city. Let's try set in Berenice. Okay, so I can do edicts which have different results. So this is minus 25 income, but increases public order, income for slaves, but reduces slaves, and gives me plus 2 influence. Got plus 8 public order, minus 20% tax. An increase of food, but cost of food goes up. You can get public order and income at the expense of state influence. I'm going to have less tax for public order, less corruption, and less public order penalties. You get export food, but increase the income from the export. That might be a good idea because I've got plenty of food. Or I can increase tax, which reduces public order but increases tax. Or I can conscript with minus 15% tax, minus 5 public order, but increase recruitment and reduce cost. I will actually export food. Okay. We've got another provincial governor, so let's appoint a new one. Let's go to Libya, actually. So I'll put him there. It's got minus 84 food. And it's generally infertile, so I will have to import. Okay, let's put a governor into Asia. So Ephesus up in the north. Here I will look to improve public order. These two would both be better as generals really, but I'll put him in to Seneca. Okay. And for this edict, public order again is very poor, so I will increase public order. Now that it is everything I can do, so I'll enter. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the Seleucids have invaded and have hit just outside Tyrus.
Will burn your cities, your towns, your villages, your dung heaps.
Okay. Nabatea have declared war, which is fine. I was going that way anyway. Okay, so the Seleucids have besieged Tyrus, so we will have to see what happens. Looks like power has actually increased. Okay, Aristomenes has been appointed royal advisor. So popular support is not very high, but political support is. Okay. So my army to the south here, going to look to attack, going to declare war.
You show your true mettle. We will meet you in
I will look to build siege recruitment first, enemy's got a slight disadvantage, so hopefully I can make it a larger one. So I'll give my forces some ladders and battering rams. That'll take 3 turns. Okay, it will take 12 turns to surrender. 2 turns until I start suffering attrition. One barricade is available, so I think that's something they set up after the wars. Okay, so I will just continue the siege, and I will see if I can recruit another army in Alexandria. I've got Cyrus, I've got Fusilis. I will select him, +1 command, -5% upkeep, so that's good. The Braves of the Pharaoh is the army name, so I'll recruit units. I will get some archers, some phalanx. Okay, go up and see Tyrus. Okay, I would have a slight advantage, however it would split up my forces, and it might be better to wait to see if they attack. How long do I have? Full strength is 95%. Full strength garrison. So I've got to see if I can get reinforcements up to Tyrus before they starve out. Okay. As I'm basically building everything in terms of forces, I'll look to improve my cities. I can improve Alexandria to become a royal capital. I've got salt mines in Pyrenees, so that might be a good idea. Every single building has positives and negatives. Salt, so that gives me a reduction to an increase in resources and +3% income in the local province, but it comes at a cost of maintenance at 300. So, okay. Look to improve Libya, so Cyrene, its capital, I'll improve that. Also improve Paration. See, Jerusalem is at the border with my enemies, so it's likely to be attacked, so I won't bother with that. Salamis, that's got some space, so I will build there. Myra, that too. I'll just work on their main buildings rather than anything else, because that hopefully increases tax. Also gives me a lot more recruitment. Most recruitment appears to come through the main building rather than separate ones. So I will just enter.
Carrion birds and jackals will grow fat on your carcasses and lose the taste for your rancid flesh.
Okay, so the Kingdom of Kush has decided to declare war as well. So Jerusalem has been besieged. So I will have to send forces. Oh no. Plague in Alexandria. Got to improve sanitation. Okay, so there's 2 new Greek consuls. Roman consuls and Greek generals. A poet has died. There's been a few changes in Carthage, Rome, and Greece. Okay, so let's make sure I deal with these rebellious people before the Kush can intervene. Oh, actually, I've got at least another turn, and that turn will allow me to get some ladders, which I think will be necessary. So I'll continue the siege, and I will move the Braves up to why can't he move? He's recruiting. I'll cancel that. Move him up to the border. Can go straight into Jerusalem, so let's have a look. They've got a full stack, so I won't charge straight in. Let's have a look at Jerusalem. It's just got 4 very light melee infantry in Jerusalem, so that will be crushed, which means I will want to recruit some more phalanxes. I'll recruit some swords to try and help out. Virus. I will find this. So attrition will probably only make my forces suffer. It looks to be a very difficult fight. If I alter resolved, I thought it might tell me the results, but it doesn't. So I'll go back and I will fight this. Hopefully, if our army in Tyrus support of Jerusalem, they're going to be on a hill, which is not great. Troops, including elephants. I've fought elephants before. They've got a lot of type units, bits. Okay. We'll just keep it as a dry day. Okay, they're halfway up the hill. I will go as far up as possible. Does it indicate where my reinforcements come from? I think they come from here, which is a relatively good place. I'll put my general over here, and I will just wait. The map is pretty standard. I'm pretty sure that it's reasonably similar to other Total Wars. Okay, the speeds also on the top right. And each army unit has different formations they can use. So the enemy are moving towards me slowly. Cavalry to the right, elephants to the left, middle, probably the general at the back. As they're coming to me, I'll take a defensive stance. I'll move them over there for now. That's to work out. I've got a lot of spears. I'll use that to my advantage as much as I can. Got heavy infantry. Put them as a reserve. Got swords. Which are also heavy melee infantry. Right, so okay. Put most of my spears in the middle. And I'll put my general behind. There's a small little hill bit here, so I'll take that advantage. Okay, I will speed things up whilst we're waiting. Hopefully, the good thing is if I do start being routed, so most of my men will, a higher amount of men than normal will get to flee and survive for the next battle. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and wait. I've got the 4 as fast as possible. So let's just have a look at my men. So they all look pretty good. Swordsmen, I've put them to the right. I've kept my spear-based forces to the centre left. And now the battle's starting. Just slow it down a bit. send in my spears to support here. Put my general to their cavalry. Their elephants have been sent back. Okay, let's move my left flank over. My cavalry has chased off theirs. I will move my general to the side. Move him up. Let's send them in. Move my general around. Just charge their archers for my general. It's been a pretty bad defeat, but I'll see what I can do before. Looking to see if I could redraw, but he will run. That has amazingly given me an achievement. That is great. They're 1339. They lost half as many troops. So I've got 500 troops remaining, and they've got over 1,000. Okay, I've got Myra here. They will be able to get me a garrison in 5 turns, so I'll wait for that with troops available. So, whilst I'm waiting for that, I'll just try and improve my cities. Or what remains of them. I can increase the size of my cities just by pressing on that. I might create. Okay, so public order is a big problem here. Perfect. So I will increase that. Okay. I build something to help. Could build a gymnasium, which, as well as public order, also increases income. So I will use that to try and help. Salamis also having an issue with public order. give them a gem amazing as well. Right. That's it in terms of money. So I will in turn and see what happens.
I offer the simplest of gifts from Pharaoh, the merciful and wise. I offer peace. I will take the gift.
You've offered me peace and money, which might be a good idea, but I won't accept it as I have that mission, which I hope to complete next turn. I now have a fleet to add to my issues at Tyrus, blockading me. And now they are attritioning. Also have a famine and rebellion imminent. Syria, Libya. My power is now weak. And there's accusation that Anastasius is plotting. He will prepare, which reduces influence. I can ignore, which reduces control. I will just ignore it for now. Okay. I will fight this battle and hopefully do a far better job next time. Thank you very much for joining me in this.